Good morning. I'm Andy Myers at Weiss Research, and this is your morning market update for Tuesday, June 14th. Stocks on Wall Street opened solidly higher following relatively positive data on retail sales and producer prices. Prices at the wholesale level rose 0.2% in May. That was slightly higher than expected, but the slowest pace in 10 months, as the cost of food fell and the increase in energy prices tapered off. The core producer price index also rose 0.2%, in line with estimates. Meanwhile, retail sales declined by 0.2% last month, the first negative reading in nearly a year. But the drop was not nearly as big as economists expected, and it was mainly due to a slowdown in vehicle sales. Excluding that number, sales actually rose 0.3%. Following the data, stock futures shot sharply higher, as investors seem to be clinging to any positive news following 6 weeks of market declines. As stocks rise, Treasury prices are falling, sending the yield on the 10-year note back well above 3%. Meanwhile, the dollar is losing ground against most other currencies, and that weakness is helping commodities rebound from earlier losses. Gold is back near $1,520 an ounce, and oil prices have leveled out, holding steady above $97 a barrel. Crude has been trending lower recently, on concerns that a slowdown in the global economic recovery will cut into energy demand. A report that Saudi Arabia will increase its supply levels next month has also driven oil prices lower over the past couple days. Turning overseas, stocks across Europe and Asia are broadly higher, following some inflation data from China. Its consumer price index jumped 5.5% in May to a 3-year high. It was the fastest increase since July of 2008 and follows a 5.3% gain in April. Meanwhile, Chinese producer prices rose 6.8%. Economists had expected that number to decline from April's level. The data point to continued strong growth in the world's second-largest economy, and they prompted the government to act again to try to cool down inflation. The People's Bank of China now requires large banks to hold 21.5% of their funds as reserves. It's the 6th such increase this year. Technology and telecom stocks are among the biggest winners on Wall Street today, after Nokia agreed to settle all patent litigation with Apple. That's pushing shares of the Finnish mobile phone giant up nearly 4% in U.S. trading. Hewlett-Packard is also gaining ground this morning, following another round of management changes. And Google is rising about 1%. Along with privately held Solar City, it's launching a $280 million fund to help finance residential solar panel installations. And we'll finish up with one of the biggest winners on the S&P 500 today, Best Buy. It's jumping more than 7%, despite a 12% drop in fiscal first quarter profit. Sales at the nation's largest electronics retailer also fell, hurt by increased promotions and lower demand. But the declines were not as bad as analysts feared, and Best Buy said sales for the full year will come in at the high end of previous estimates. That's the latest from Weiss Research. Have a great trading day.